Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Cobra Kai Season 3. This is going to be my review for the third season on Netflix. Now, I finally got caught up with Cobra Kai during the summer when Netflix finally had them up because they bought the rights from YouTube TV. Where the first two seasons originally aired. I never had YouTube TV because it's not in Canada. But when Netflix had them and finally put them up this past summer, I binged it all, and I was really surprised of how good it was, especially the first season. I really loved that first season a lot. I felt it captured the spirit of the original Karate Kid. And it did make me go back and watch the Karate Kid movies I've never seen before. I wasn't the biggest Karate Kid fan, and look, I think they're good movies. All of them, surprisingly. I enjoyed all of them to different degrees. I think the first one obviously is the best one. But I think the second film and the third film and even the next Karate Kid, I know those ones, people say they get worse and worse as they go on. Okay, they do dip in quality, but I found each of them enjoyable to different degrees. So I didn't mind them all, including the Jaden Smith movie, which I know is not connected to Cobra Kai. But I remember enjoying that film back in the day when it was originally released also. So going into Cobra Kai, I think I do like the show even more than the movies themselves because of how they play with the mythology. That's it's weird saying mythology to a franchise like the Karate Kid, but the producers themselves of this show, this is their Star Wars. They have said that, and you can feel that because they are building from what came before by extending and looking and exploring these characters in different avenues that you haven't. So they are essentially creating this Karate Kid universe, which is pretty cool. I think there is a way you can add in the Jaden Smith angle movie to this universe as well, but I guess the connection really is from Mr. Miyagi, which is why I think Hilary Swank from the next Kid would have a better chance at coming back in this franchise more than Jaden Smith because the Jaden Smith series or movie didn't have any connection whatsoever. So unless you say that Mr. Miyagi was friends with Jackie Chan's character somehow, and but even again, those styles of fighting were different because the Karate Kid with Jaden Smith was kung fu. Anyways, on to the subject at hand. Season 3. What did I think of it? I really thought this season was a bigger improvement over season 2. Season 2, I liked it, but I felt the show was going in like a CW territory with the kids. I felt that it was becoming too soapy for me, especially with the love triangle between Samantha, Robbie, and Miguel. But I felt this season brought it back a little bit and made it more the teenager stuff. I felt the drama was much better handled for me this season. Obviously, Johnny and Daniel, their rivalry together was really great. We get to see a little bit of them teaming up in the beginning, looking for Robbie, but then they get at odds eventually again and go their separate ways. I do have some theories at the end, which I'll save. I thought Kreese getting more in depth look at him this season was a lot of good, especially with the flashbacks to Vietnam and something that they set up at the end. That I think now that I've seen all the Karate Kid movies, I know a certain character is coming. Or at least they really hinted at it. I mean, if they can get one character from the first movie that a lot of people wanted to see again, which I'll spoil in a few minutes. I just want to get the non-spoilery things out of the way. Then yeah, I think they can get him too. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so at the very end of the season, we see Kreese picking up the phone because of his Vietnam days. They hint at Terry Silver. Now, for those of you that don't know who Terry Silver is, he was one of the villains in the third Karate Kid movie. And in the flashbacks, we see a young Kreese with a couple of other guys. One, it seems like, was like a general or something, like someone higher up than Kreese was. And then there were two younger guys. One younger guy looked like Terry Silver, and a lot of people like myself got fooled into thinking, oh, is that Terry Silver? But then he gets shot, and he was a guy with a ponytail. Because if you remember the Karate Kid Part 3, Terry Silver had long hair. He had a ponytail. And so the one with the ponytail was shot and killed. So then you're like, wait a minute, then who's Terry? So is it the other guy? And then at the end, they kind of give a big hint. They don't call him out by name, but they do practically. It's pretty much a huge, like the eye, when someone winks at you like that, their eye is probably bleeding by that point. So Terry Silver is coming to the show, it looks like. And I think the actor did express, I don't remember now. I thought I remember reading somewhere that he did express interest in coming back. So we'll see what happens. It will be interesting to see if they can. They set it up now, so now they have to throw all the money you can at that actor and say, hey, get back to this franchise, man. We need you. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool next season to see what happens there. Now, the relationship between Johnny and Daniel has been going on for 3 seasons now, of course. And it all loomed over what happened in movie one, right? The original Karate Kid over Ali Mills, who was the love interest of Daniel in that original film. Um, so a lot of people were wondering if they'd ever get her to come back because Elizabeth Shue, uh, she was just in The Boys recently, The Boys season one, and then she came back for one episode in season two. And a lot of people didn't know if she would be interested in coming back because maybe, you know, she thinks she's above the Karate Kid. But no, she did come back and it was really cool. And they brought her back, I think, for the last 3 episodes of this season. And her purpose for those last 3 episodes was really smart and clever. And finally put the beef under the table because I predicted this last season that I think Johnny and Daniel were eventually going to have to come together to go against Kreese, and it looks like I'm right because what happened at the very last shot of the episode, we see Daniel and we see Johnny teaming up to go against Kreese, and the kids knew that beforehand. Both of their students knew that and were already forming an alliance. It was only just a matter of time when the teachers had to form the alliance or the senseis, and they do. They put their difference, especially the kick-ass fight that happened in the finale between Johnny and Kreese, and then Daniel comes in and helps him. That was really that. This finale is probably my favorite finale, probably my favorite episode of the series so far. I really thought it was badass. And Tanner, what's his name? Not Tanner. That's the actor's name. Robbie, he's in prison this entire time for the whole season, right? And okay, I'm like wondering what are they gonna do with him? But then there's an episode where Kreese goes to visit Robbie while he's in prison, while he's in juvie, and he gives him this idea. Hey, why don't you come join me? Maybe I can show you the ropes. You know, something that your father never wanted to do. And so right there, I knew Robbie was gonna go to the other side. I said, I think by the end of the season, we're gonna see Robbie. This show is still a little predictable to me, and I think I said this in season 1 and 2, but they're predictions that I'm happy that they come to light because they make sense. And yeah, I mean, maybe I know what the writers are thinking. I don't know how predictable it is to other people. Not everything is predictable, but some of the major things like this are a little predictable. But I like it makes sense to me that it has to go that way. So they could always fool me if they want to, and there might be some things that I was guessing that I wasn't thinking they'd go to, like how what's his name, Hawk, turning over at the end and going to the other side. I thought, oh wow, okay, I didn't see that coming. That's pretty cool. But they did set it up earlier on. I just didn't think it was going to happen this season. I thought that would be something they would maybe do for season 4 and start planting the seeds now. But they actually do it right in the finale, having Hawk go over uh, to Johnny and Daniel's side. So it's going to be interesting seeing a lot of these new relationships next season. It was already great seeing Daniel and Miguel interacting for the very first time. I don't think we ever got an interaction with them in the first 2 seasons. So it was really cool seeing that interaction starting to unfold. And it's going to be interesting seeing how everything. I don't know if season 4 is going to be the final season, but it feels like it should be, because it feels like they. What are they going to do after Kreese is defeated? Like, if they defeat Kreese, maybe they don't defeat him, maybe they lose, and that's the biggest twist. I'm feeling like season 4 could be the last, and maybe they are going to wrap things up, because I mean, Kreese feels like the big bad. I even saw someone put a comparison picture up of Kreese, and they were comparing Kreese to Thanos. Kreese is like the Thanos of Cobra Kai, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like a pretty accurate description. Um, Look, I thought this season was really great. I don't know if I like this season more than season 1. I definitely like it more than season 2. Season 1 and 3 are like really good to me. Um, yeah, this was a great season, guys. Any other predictions I have to make? Maybe that's about it. What I liked about Allie Mills, I don't know if I said this or not in my review, but what I liked about her appearance, by the way, is how she made and Johnny and Daniel realize, hey, you guys are pretty much the same. You guys aren't that as different as you think you are. And we do see some similarities in the first 2 seasons, but we also see some differences, right? One is more hot headed. Well, I guess they both are kind of hot headed, right? We just always saw in the movies that it was more black and white. Well, in this show, they are showing us, no, it's actually a little bit more gray. And because of one succeeded where the other one didn't, Johnny ended up with not probably the best life, while Daniel went on to live a successful life. Because if it turned out to be the other way around, it could have been Daniel living in the dumps, not living the greatest life, and maybe Johnny being the most successful. And I think that's what the show was trying to tell us, and giving us that perspective from Allie Mills, Allie with an I. That's why it was great having her there to give us that perspective, and going, and giving them that perspective as well. One criticism that I do have is the character of Samantha, uh, Daniel's daughter, Samantha. I think the actress is great. I think she does a terrific job in the show. But I am going to say that it is a little annoying when you see her with one person, and then she flip flops to the next person, and now back to this person, as if she doesn't know that drama is going to be caused. I don't know what's going on in the writers' minds. I think it's more to do with the writing, obviously, because I don't think the actress has control where her character can go. Who would she end up with? I have no idea, because I think Miguel is a great character. He did go down a dark path, which I can see why the first time uh, Samantha flip flopped to Robbie, and now Robbie's going to the dark side. But to me, I think Robbie has a better excuse for being upset than Miguel did, because Tanner. I mean, why do I keep calling him Tanner? Because Robbie was in prison this entire time, and then but then she did come up with the excuse that, well, you weren't writing back to me. What the hell was I? So that doesn't mean you give up on them. That you go to the prison and meet them. I don't know if people are that age are allowed. I don't know, but I never been to a prison at that age. So, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I just think Samantha is the cause of the drama between the boys, and that's one of those CW things. Even though I thought it was handled a lot better this season than it was the last season, I still, I don't know, Samantha, you're causing trouble, and I don't like it. So, with that being said, guys, that's my review here. I really enjoyed this season a lot. If you've seen Cobra Kai season 3, let me know in the comment section below. And I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, especially if you are a fan of Cobra Kai, because I'll review season 4 when it comes out. Plus, I talk a lot about a lot of nerdy things, you know, whether it's Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or Star Wars, or Marvel, or DC. Hell, I even talk about Pixar and Disney. You know, those are my two favorite animated studios out there. So, and a lot of other nerdy things. Just search my YouTube channel and check out anything that interests you. And with that being said, until next time, everybody, take care.